Hello, Gemini, and welcome to your reading for the month of May, or whenever this video might find you. I personally don't believe in coincidences, so I trust that you will receive this message exactly when you're meant to receive it. I am going to get started today with just a little bit of Palo Santo, some energy hygiene, and I want you to trust that even if you're not here in the energy of the Palo Santo, even if you can't smell it and you can't see the smoke, that's okay, because it's not the smell, it's not the smudge that raises our vibration. It's actually the spirit of Palo Santo. So thank you, thank you, thank you. If you're new here, I'm Jenny, and I do these readings here once a month on YouTube. I'm a shamanic healer and a women's coach, and here on my channel you'll also find some guided meditations and some fitness and nutrition videos as well. I'm going to get started with a message from the Intuitive Life Coaching Oracle. This is by Kelly Smith. This is one of my favorite decks. I've been coaching women for over 10 years, and I've used this deck the most because it is so good at really calling us on our stuff. I call this also my tough love deck because it does just that. It will tell us when we are sabotaging. It will tell us when we're getting in our own way, because really and truly that is the number one thing that gets in our way, is ourselves. So let's see, Gemini, what is the primary energy for the Gemini collective for the month of May? Okay, and we're getting spiritual growth. So this card can be a little bit tricky. I mean, honestly, it tells us that you're going through a little bit of a challenging season right now. But what it also tells us is that you're learning that inside of all of your challenges are lessons and gifts. And that's what we're here for, right? We chose to come to Earth so that we could evolve as souls, as spirits. And that's what all of the challenging seasons are. They're opportunities for our soul to grow, to expand, to learn, and there truly are gifts. This says you're currently experiencing a lesson that is required for your spiritual evolution. So what could that lesson be? It's going to be different for each and every one of you Geminis that are watching, and of course you could be watching for your sun, your moon, your rising, or anywhere else in your chart. So take this where it resonates the best with you. And with my reading, if it's not resonating, then maybe do go check out one of your other signs, especially the big top 3. Now, if you're going to be sticking around for the extended reading at the end, I'm also going to be pulling a card from the Moonology deck that is going to clarify a question that you have. So you might want to start thinking about what that question is now. We're also going to pull an oracle from the Romance Angels, if you're here for love or any relationship really. And finally, from the Shaman's Dream. Now, that one is pretty sacred to me. I don't usually share that deck with others, but I really felt called to pull a card from that deck for all of the signs this month. So you can find the link to all of those oracle decks down below in the description box if you are feeling called to anyone. Like I said, I highly, highly recommend this one, the Intuitive Life Coaching deck. It is my absolute favorite. We will dive a little bit deeper into this spiritual growth card here and see what it means for you in the month ahead. But if you would like to join us in the extended at the very end, there'll be a link down below in the comments. And when you join us for the extended reading, you're joining the Sacred Self-Empowered Community membership, which is a school community membership where we meet on Zoom at least twice a month as well. So what does the Gemini Collective need to know about this lesson that they're currently experiencing that is helping them evolve spiritually? What does the Gemini Collective need to know about this lesson? Okay, I'm getting Obsession. This card's come up for a few of the signs this month, okay? So once again, you might be reading for elsewhere in your chart. So if you're hearing this message more than once, I want you to remember that when Spirit gives you the same message more than once, it's like a giant exclamation mark at the end. It's like Spirit is underlining the message for you. There's something here about obsessive thoughts. Whatever it is that you're going through right now, overthinking it is not the answer, okay? Just having these thoughts go around over and over and over again in your head. I feel like some of you might be thinking like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I showed up like that. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that I said that. I can't believe that I did that. This is really about you wanting to show up as your best, right? Like, you don't want to show up in your wound energy. You don't want to show up reacting because you're triggered. We want to show up responding, calm, grounded, in alignment with our higher self, right? And we can do that when we are grounded, when we are calm, We can do that when we are showing up as our best because our energy is cleansed, grounded, and protected. I always recommend energy hygiene. So cleansing our energy, you can of course use Palo Santo like I did at the very beginning. You can use sage if you have a relationship with the spirit of sage. One of my personal favorite energy cleansing tools is Agua de Florida water. So if you're going to get yourself some Florida water, get it directly from the company, Murray and Lemon, and make sure that you get the Peru factory. Okay, there's a big difference between the New York factory and the Peru factory. And what I like to do, this is like liquid sage. So I will put my Florida water in a spray bottle and just spritz it around me. I've got one in my purse, I've got one in my vehicle, and it helps to really cleanse our energy in the moment. And it's so quick and easy and effective, you don't have to burn anything. We can also cleanse our energy with visualization and intention. There's lots of ways to cleanse our energy. These are just a couple of different examples. Grounding our energy, same thing. You can ground your energy with some of these sacred herbs and plants. You can ground your energy by putting your bare feet and bare hands into the earth. You can ground your energy with visualization and intention. There's lots of ways to do that. Crystals can help as well. And then finally, protecting your energy. There's, what resonates with you is what you're meant to do when it comes to how you cleanse, ground, and protect your energy. But it is important to make sure that we're cleansing, grounding, and protecting our energy because you're showing up with these obsessive thoughts, right? So you're going through something right now that is shifting you. It's stretching you. It is pushing you because you're meant to learn something from it. And when we show up with our energy cleansed, grounded, and protected, we're much more likely to show up as our best. And these obsessive thoughts don't have to do with guilt and shame for how we're showing up. Are you making a mountain out of a molehill with some sort of situation? A situationship? I feel like there's other people involved for sure. Situationship could be. We'll find out. What will be the challenge here going through this lesson and dealing with these obsessive thoughts? Can we get some more clarity, please? Let's see. Okay, I've got two here. Okay, yeah, this makes perfect sense. Okay, you're getting inner child. So you're currently healing old wounds. What did I say? You don't want to show up in your wound energy, right? Some of us are dealing with neglect wounds, abandonment wounds, mother wounds, father wounds. I mean, if you've been here for a minute, if you've listened to me in any capacity on any of my social media streams, you've probably heard me say we are all just traumatized children walking around in adults' bodies, right? We're projecting our trauma out onto other people. We're projecting our wound out energy onto people, our wound energy out onto other people, I should say. And so many of us are waking up to that. So many of us are waking up to taking responsibility for the fact that, yeah, I did have a traumatic childhood. Capital T trauma, little t trauma, anywhere in between. My childhood is affecting the way that I show up today. And so many of us were taking responsibility for that. And that's where these lessons that are leading to our spiritual evolution are coming from here. Like, if you are married, let's say, for example, you might not be, and that's fine. But if you're married, I have a theory because I married my high school sweetheart. So I have a lot of theories around relationships and marriage. But I have a theory that our partner is our biggest trigger. Our partner is our biggest catalyst for growth. What we see in our partnerships, in our marriages, in our relationships with a romantic partner, what we see is what we're meant to change. Our triggers are our biggest teachers, right? And there's something here for you, Gemini, in the month ahead about healing old wounds from your childhood. And this is completely related to your spiritual growth, to what you're meant to do, what you're meant to heal. Whatever challenges you're going through right now, they are meant to help course correct. They're meant to help put you on your highest path, your highest purpose, your highest timeline. One thing about lessons from the universe I will share with you. And I've been working with women for 10 years, okay? I've been on my own spiritual journey for 13 years now. When it comes to healing, the universe is going to give you the same lesson over and over and over again until you actually integrate that lesson, until you actually integrate that healing. If you choose not to integrate it, if you try to spiritually bypass, like, oh, I'm gonna heal my mother wound, I'm gonna hire a healer and get her to heal my mother wound for me. No, that's not how it works. We are our own healers. Any healer, myself included, is just helping to facilitate your healing. You are the one doing the healing. And if you do not integrate it, the universe is going to send you this lesson again, okay? The universe will send you the exact same lesson over and over and over again. It's like the girl who dates the abusive guy. She attracts the abusive guy because something happened in her childhood that made her feel like she was not worthy, that she was only worthy of men who would treat her badly. She breaks up with the abusive guy. It seems like she's come to her senses. She's broken up with him. She's, left it off. And I mean no offense to anybody who's ever had that experience. And then she gets a new boyfriend. And what happens? It's another abusive guy. Why did she attract the same type of guy? Because the universe entered the same lesson and she didn't learn it. She still accepted it because she didn't believe that she was worthy. Until she heals her worthiness wound, she will continue to attract guys that treat her as well as she believes she is worthy of being treated. That's not to say that we deserve any of this. No, but we did choose these tough life lessons. We chose them. Before we got here, we chose, I am going to learn these lessons so that my soul can evolve spiritually. So that my soul can evolve. So I don't have to come back here and do it again next time. I'm also getting limiting beliefs for you. Okay. Limiting beliefs is coming up saying with obsession. I mean, these cards are so closely connected. There's 72 cards in this oracle deck. Okay. To have 4 cards here that are all so closely connected tells me that the energy that you're going through in the month of, May is going to be very strong. Okay. So spiritual growth, inner child, obsession, and limiting beliefs. So something here needs to change in your belief system. Our beliefs are usually not ours at all. I teach this in my 16-week programs in Nourish Your Temple. I taught it before in Muscles, Macros, Mindset, Sacred Self-Empowered, the Soulpreneur Intensive. I've taught this in all of my programs. Our beliefs are not even our own. Our beliefs are often the beliefs that we have inherited from our upbringing, from our society, from our community, from our ancestors. Our beliefs are often not our own. Like, let's take, for example, what do you believe about money? I mean, I grew up thinking money doesn't grow on trees. And if somebody is well off, well, what did they do to get ahead? They must have done something to get ahead, or they must have known someone. You can't just be wealthy without having done something that's questionable. That's how I grew up. And I really struggled financially. I really struggled. I was pregnant with my son at 18 years old, and I really, really struggled financially just to put food on the table. I worked 3 jobs with a baby. My husband was in college. He was my boyfriend at the time, fiance at the time. He was in college and working overnights, cleaning movie theaters in the middle of the night while he was in college with a newborn baby. We struggled, and we struggled primarily because of our belief system. My husband grew up thinking, well, you can't make good money unless you have a good education. So he forced his way through college, even though it didn't feel right for him. After college, he ended up going to get an apprenticeship because that felt more aligned with him and what felt good to him. It was his belief system that forced him to go and do this college, even though he didn't really want to do it, even though he didn't feel passionate about it. And then for myself, I believed you have to hustle to get ahead, that you have to work hard to be able to put food on the table. So I worked 3 jobs. That was my experience. I spent a number of years rewiring my subconscious mind and working on my money story, working on my limiting beliefs. There's definitely something around limiting beliefs here. So whatever you think about your circumstances, can you shift your perspective a little? And find evidence of where it's working in the opposite way. Like for me, I had to surround myself with people who were easily making money, not grinding and hustling for it, but like easily. It was coming easily to them. I started to surround myself with people who were very successful, people who were doing better than I was, people who were making more money than I was, people who were working less hours, making more money than I was. And it really helped me with my own money story. I'm getting visionary here. I mean, you can manifest anything. You can manifest anything. Okay, your limiting beliefs might be in your way right now, but you can move them, and you can move them very easily by focusing on this energy of the visionary card. What does the visionary card tell us? It tells us that you are a powerful manifester. You're manifesting every moment of every day. We all are. We're manifesting what we do want when we're consciously manifesting. And we often manifest what we don't want when we are subconsciously manifesting. It's been studied, and humans have between 40 and 90,000 thoughts in a day. Most of them are negative, most of them are repeating, and most of them are subconscious. So we end up manifesting what we don't want because our subconscious is wired for negativity. Worry, fear, doubt, insecurity, scarcity, that all comes up. We think like, oh, I bet you that it's going to work out like this. Oh, I bet it's not going to work out. Oh, I bet it's going to turn out this way. I bet it's going to turn out that way. And then that's exactly the experience we have. And we're not too keen on taking responsibility for manifesting the stuff we don't want. But then when we manifest something we do want, like, oh, I bet you I'm going to get that job. I'm going to do it. I'm going to win. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. Or, you know, there's a draw and you're like, I'm going to win. They're going to call my number. Just wait. They're going to call my number. I bet you they're going to do it. We're so excited to lay claim to those types of manifestations, but we are manifesting every moment of every day, the good, the bad, and the ugly. The visionary card says to visualize what it is that you want. Visualize what it is that you want. See it, and you're going to align with the frequency of it. We can only manifest that which we are an energetic match to. So if we want to manifest something like more love, more happiness, more joy, more play, more abundance, more fun, more experiences into our life, those are high vibrational experiences, right? But if we're sitting here blaming, complaining, criticizing all day long, then we're going to be an energetic mismatch. We're not going to be matching the frequency of what it is that we want to invite into more into our life. So as I said earlier, cleanse, ground, protect your energy. That's going to help raise your frequency. I love Palo Santo for raising our frequency. I love sage and Florida water for neutralizing our frequency. When you have a negative frequency, it can bring it right up for sure. And in addition to that, visualize what it is that you want. If you're not somebody who sees, then maybe write it out. You listen to meditations. I've got lots of guided meditations here on my channel. If you don't need a guided meditation, just write it in your journal. I am going on a journey to visit my future self, to see what it is that I have manifested. Or I am going on a journey to visit the version of me who has already manifested blank. What is it that you're trying to call into your life right now? Because the only thing that's stopping you is yourself, these limiting beliefs, these obsessive thoughts, and this wound energy. And we all have it. I've got a neglect wound, an abandonment wound, a mother wound, a father wound, a betrayal wound, all of those things. And yeah, I've been working on them, but our healing journey is like an onion, right? You heal something, you think it's totally healed, but really you're just pulling back a layer. And then, oh, there's something else that needs to be healed. And then it's like pulling back a layer. Oh, there's something else that needs to be healed. I thought I was done. No, we ain't done. It ain't over till the fat lady sings. We're just going to keep on going this whole entire life. What will help the Gemini collective the most to tap into this energy of manifestation, to help them to align with their highest path, their highest purpose, their highest timeline in the month ahead, please? Okay, I'm getting fear. So you've got to move through this fear, move through this resistance, move through this self-sabotage. The fear creates self-sabotage, right? The fear creates self-sabotage. And you've got to let me know, are you already feeling this energy here, depending when you watch this at the beginning of the month? Are you already feeling this energy? How are you resonating? If you are resonating, please like this video. The more people who like it, the more people who will see it, and the more likely I am to show up for more of them. It really does help support the channel. That's the way the algorithms work, right? Leave me a comment down below. Let me know, have you already started on your inner healing journey? Have you already started healing your childhood trauma? I'm really curious about that because there's something here that's definitely coming up. And these obsessive thoughts and limiting beliefs, what does that mean to you? If you know any other Geminis in your life, please share this video with them. You know, it could be really helpful for sure. You know, sometimes when you get messages like this, it's like, oh gosh, don't shoot the messenger. But I don't want to be toxic positive, okay? Not every month is going to be sunshine and rainbows. We're going to have seasons of challenge, seasons of growth, seasons of lessons. And those are the experiences that will really move us, really change us, really shift things for us. And let's see if we can get a final message for the Gemini Collective. Before we move on to the extended reading, I do hope you'll join me there. You can find the link to join down below in the description box. There's also information down there on how to book a one-on-one with me. I only open up 5 per month. So I just opened up the calendar for the month of May, and we've already got a couple booked. So there's not very many left. If this is speaking to you, make sure you go ahead and book that as soon as you can. And the final message for the Gemini Collective for the month ahead We're getting environment. Okay. This is great because this gives you something that you can focus on. Okay. So the environment card tells us that there's something in the energy of your environment that could be affecting your energy in a negative way. So if you want to shift things, if you want to move out of these obsessive thoughts, out of these limiting beliefs, clean house. Okay, and I don't just mean physically. I do not just mean physically. I mean energetically as well. Smudge your home. A lot of people are like, I don't know how to smudge my home. Well, traditions are traditions, okay? You can choose to honor traditions based on where you live. You know, here in North America, a lot of people like to honor Indigenous traditions, and I absolutely 100% respect that. And personally, I do honor Indigenous traditions quite a bit. But the spirit of sage will cleanse your space. It doesn't matter how you do it. It doesn't matter what tradition you choose to follow or what traditions you choose not to follow. The spirit of sage will help you cleanse your space. Now, I train in Peruvian shamanism, and the Karo people believe that Westerners are quite disgusting because they consider energetic hygiene just as important as physical hygiene. So when we don't smudge our energy, it's like not having a bath. When we don't smudge your home, it's like not mopping the floors. Could you imagine never mopping your floors ever? They would get pretty grungy, right? So if you have never smudged your home, it's so important. It's so important. You can go to any crystal shop, any metaphysical shop, go to a farmer's market. You're more likely to find some ethically sourced sage at a farmer's market than you are at a metaphysical store. But typically metaphysical stores do try their best to get ethically sourced sage. Ethically sourced meaning, you know, you're connecting with the spirit of sage. You're asking the sage, is it okay if I cut some of you? Is it okay if I harvest some of you? That's really important. It's really important. And then if you're not sure how to smudge, the most important thing, in my opinion, is to communicate with the spirit of sage. So showing her gratitude. And I would myself typically light the sage. And I mean, I have a whole process. I'm not going to go through the whole process right now, but in my head, I would be saying, thank you, sacred sage. Thank you for cleansing me of any negative energies, any negative spirits. Thank you, thank you, thank you, sacred sage. There's a lot more to it for myself personally, but that's enough. There's no right or wrong. Clean up your environment. It's a good time to declutter. Remember, Hucha, dark, dense, heavy energy. It likes to hide. It likes to hide under furniture, behind furniture, in clutter. So it might be a good time. I know I said this to you last month, but it might be a good time for you to purge. If you didn't do that last month, it's coming up again. So definitely something for you. I will see you over in the extended reading, Gemini, and I hope you enjoyed this reading so far.